Okay, so for this new podcast, the serial podcast, some things that stood out to me were I thought it was interesting how like Abby let this guy hit her on her backside so many times. Like, um, obviously if she didn't want that kind of attention, she probably could have done something more than like what she did. Um, but I also thought it was weird that like I called her the blonde or the bar blonde girl, like didn't take her side on anything but instead just wanted to argue with her like the whole time and just like start a fight. Because first of all, not like girl code, but I just thought it was like kind of disappointing that like she didn't do anything else but argue when she saw the whole thing. And then I thought it was interesting, like the whole lawyer guy with the phone call, like how he acts after the phone calls. Um, and like talked poorly about the like situation at hand, or I guess not even the situation, just talked poorly after the. And then um like how he'll visit paying clients in jail, but if he was assigned to help these people that he's not willing to visit them. I guess I get where he's coming from, but I mean all of them are still his clients, so I feel like he should be like more equal. um but I also thought it was interesting how the prosecutor called the case request that the lawyer was making interesting, or I mean a laughable like situation, because I mean, it was like at the time it seemed like it was kind of just like out of hand, but then like later when they talked about how he didn't even ask for a request but instead demanded one, I thought that took a bigger turn. So, because like obviously like in the moment it doesn't seem like it was just a joke, but or I mean like not even a joke because it wasn't laughable, but how he had gone up there and demanded one instead of requesting one. I thought that was interesting because he could have just like asked instead of like demanding. And then when he gets like asked about it, he denies it, which is weird because like something's not lining up if he's accused of doing something and then denies it and acts like he doesn't know. Maybe she interpreted it wrong. And then like the next thing is like going back to the whole like bar situation. If she, or I guess because it was she didn't Abby didn't hear the cops like telling her that they're present, so she accidentally hit him in the face, punched him in the face. Like, if it was quiet enough for her to argue with the blonde girl, I feel like it would have been quiet enough for her to hear the police. So that part doesn't really make sense because I don't know how she wouldn't have heard them if they were right there. And I also thought it was weird because like the police they wear body cams, so they have the footage of what they have seen, but also because like they have the bar footage that they could have like watched at some point, but they don't. They claim they just don't know the full story. But there was just like a lot going on they could have worked around better. And then um they know that like everyone had a place within the situation, but they just took Anna, and then at one point they took the bar guy that was hitting on her, but then let him go. So I thought that was weird. And um yeah, like the guy was just let go because people didn't think that he was part of the situation enough, or that he didn't have anything to do with it, or that he wouldn't do that. So, and they didn't even know the guy, so that part was kind of weird to me, in my opinion. But like, I still think it's weird. Like they have video footage in um the bar, and they don't use it. So they're like, oh, okay, we're just these random people. Because then like they trust, or not trust. They listen to a bunch of random witnesses that didn't know the guy, and then believed them over all the women that were there. And that, yeah, like the random people are like, oh, he wouldn't do it. So that was weird. And then the male caught believing like 4 to 6 other guys, but not any of the females that were there. And then at the end, or near the more end, it was talking about how if you're innocent, you get a misdemeanor, which is not considered bad. But that was just weird. I don't know. That whole thing kind of confused me. But that is all that I thought was important that I noticed.